Welcome everybody to the Disc Golf Pro Tour Tour Championship here in Charlotte, North Carolina. We are at beautiful Hornets Nest Disc Golf Course to contest the women's quarterfinals. Is that correct, Heather Young? I'm joined by today.
Yes, that's correct. It's going to be exciting to see what happens.
Grip 6 bringing you the coverage and the tournament sponsor, the leading sponsor. Thank you to them. Go check them out. Grip 6 belts, holding pants up all over the United States. We got Missy Gannon, Heather Young, Jessica Weese, and Kona Panis on the card today. Heather, is this gonna be fun commentating yourself? What do you think about all this?
Yeah, I'm excited. This was a fun round. It was an awesome card. Fun to have one more chance to play with these people for the last event of the season.
Yeah, exactly. Little scorecard check-in you're seeing there. You know, this is a culmination of a year-long points race that these women have been at since the beginning. Even before COVID and the pandemic hit, these ladies had started accruing points that would get them into this tour championship. So good on them. You know, it takes perseverance to end up here, and kudos to all the ladies that did. Hole 1, you know, it's pretty normal hole for this course. Very wooded.
Definitely. It's pretty much just a straight tunnel shot off the tee, 288 feet, and a par 3. So everybody's looking for a birdie here, but a par's pretty good too.
Of the 2020 Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships female lead card. Up first from New York, representing Discraft. Put your hands together for Miss Missy Gannon.
Missy first on the tee, looking like a thrasher out of her. She's going to throw a lot of those.
This is an awesome shot right up inside.
Our second competitor on 10 a.m. tee time, hailing from California, representing Innova Champion Discs. Please welcome Miss Jessica Weese.
Local of Colorado, New York area. That's her caddy and boyfriend Tom there beside her. It's 1,000 rated all the way. Good guy. Jess Weese next on the tee. Not sure what she's throwing there. Do you have any idea?
I'm not positive. It might be like a Valkyrie, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, she throws Vulcans, Valkyries. She might throw a
representing
turn
Innova
here.
Champion Discs.
There,
Please welcome Miss
throwing
Kona
the Sonic, the
Star
double G
Panis.
Sonic. Last on the tee, Kona Panis. Innova sponsored. She's got a great swing.
Definitely.
Love watching her swing.
It's cool watching Kona play.
Yeah.
She might actually go mid on this.
Beautiful rhythm.
A little wide, but not a bad kick. That was mostly back to the middle.
Up next,
Yeah,
our fourth
that's a
competitor
great
on our
kick
10
as
a.m.
far as
tee
Hornets
time.
Nest
From
kick
Tennessee,
go.
representing
They
Prodigy.
can get a lot worse
Please
than
welcome
that. And I
Miss
said
Heather
last on the tee,
Young.
but you were last on the tee. Going with a purple disc, as we're gonna see. That's consistency in your bag there.
Yep, everything in my bag is purple.
That's awesome. Is that an F5 there?
Yes, this is my flippiest F5.
Is that the 500 plastic?
No, that one's 400G.
Okay.
But it was just aim it a little bit towards the right side and let it flip up and turn over.
Yeah, it looks like you'll have a bid from there.
Yeah. Kona pitching up. That looks very nice.
Yeah, pretty good shot from her. Inside circle 1 for her par. And what is this, about 50 feet?
Yeah, it was just inside circle 2.
Okay.
Decent
Low uphill.
bid.
Yeah, it was. First putt of the day, though, and you don't really want to have a long one coming back. Right?
No, I'm content with a par on
Yeah,
that hole.
that's a good start, honestly. And Jess getting plenty of power out of that straddle putt. A little wide. I don't know. Has Kona been doing this putting style for a little while?
I think she's been doing it for maybe 2 months now.
Okay.
Not too long, but it's looking pretty good. That one was just first hole jitters, I think.
Yeah.
Jessica with a good par.
Yeah, and you'll drop in your par as well. That's a good start on this course, honestly. You've got a gettable island hole coming up, and then 16 holes after that to pick your battles on. No need to get too crazy on the first one.
Definitely. So yeah, hole 2, 267 feet over water. It's not really that hard, but it's scary when it's water and it's an island you have to hit.
Yes, you must hit the island too. If you hit one of the trees and kick back, it's a rethrow, I believe. Is that correct? You may be able to move up a little bit, but you're not crossing the island.
You definitely don't want to be missing it.
Yeah, those trees can be brutal. You'll see most people going with mid-ranges. Looks like...
Yeah, I'm not...
Might be an Undertaker.
I think so.
Yeah, playing a little bit wider of a route.
She definitely said it was a little lower than she wanted, but it's still on the island safe, and she'll have a putt for birdie.
Yeah, that makes sense. Looks like
And
maybe...
then, yeah, this shot surprised me, and I asked afterwards. She said that this was a rock 3.
Yeah.
Nice turnover line.
Right,
over the
opening
gap.
up the size of the gap by bringing it in from the appropriate angle. That was great creativity from Jess Weese. She'll have a great look at birdie putt. Here you are, putting a good move on it. Oh yeah, just finish. Great shot from you. What was that?
That was another F5. That was my most stable one this time.
Okay. F5, great disc. Great shot. Is that a MD3?
I think so.
Yeah, it looked like
She
Rock 3
pulled it a little
MD3.
bit, but she stayed in bounds, and she'll have a putt for birdie as well.
Okay, good deal. Looks like it's semi-impeded. See if she gives it the bid. She
Ooh,
does.
That was a great run.
Dead center off the front pan. Great effort from her.
Miss-
Hole 1. Go ahead.
Missy, I think this was maybe just inside the circle, but a tough look with that straddle stance.
Yeah, a few trees, the uphill to worry about, and you've got yourself just about a 12-footer for your bird. Nice. Great commitment on that tee shot. Well done with that putt.
Thank you. That was a nice one to get. Jess here for birdie.
Getting it as well. The women playing this one over a half stroke under par on the day. Just a reminder, we are talking about the top tier women in all of the Pro Tour, not including the Europeans who aren't here due to some pandemic reasons, but if anybody playing in the United States, you know, these are the best players and they're playing that hole like it's cakewalk. Pretty impressive. Hole 3, what are you doing, Heather?
Hole 3 for me is just a lefty hyzer. Try to throw something on a nice hyzer flip line, let it flip up through the gap, and work with it from there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely a difficult par 4 if you're off the fairway. I honestly would be surprised if there were any birdies today. It's a pretty tough hole to get all the way around that bend.
Yeah, it's a real sea of a hole. It's not really a bend. It kind of just continues. It's okay. And Jess Weese was throwing quite a few lefty backhands at the USWDGC last weekend. She's dealing with some elbow issues, and that's the first real torquing sidearm we saw from her. Have seen from her in a little while, so we'll see if that continues. That one was a little off, but plenty of power there. You go with a putter here, or is that a mid-range?
That was actually an F2.
Okay, F2. A little bit left.
Yep, just a little bit. Turned it a little too much. I remember Missy said she was going with a mid on this just to keep it straight down the middle. No need to be super aggressive.
Yeah, that was a great play from her. Took a slower disc out, hit the line. This hole's probably playing pretty tough for the women, and a par would be a great score.
Definitely. I think all of us would be content with a par. Kona looked like a little bit right, but still okay.
How aggressive were you trying to get with this one?
Not really that aggressive, just big hyzer back to the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Have an easy pitch up for par, hopefully.
Yeah. Looks like you did it perfectly. So, how much are you thinking about what's going on the other card of women? Have you checked your phone to this point? Is that something that you've thought about doing?
I decided that I wasn't going to check scores for at least the front 9 because it's not really going to change how I play, and I didn't see a need to look.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a smart play. And people could definitely get themselves out of their game checking early.
Yeah, a lot of people say, oh, I'll look and then see if I need to be more aggressive, but a lot of times that doesn't turn out well.
At the end of the day, excuse me, you're playing the golf course, not the
Right.
people there.
Yep.
You can only play your best golf.
Missy with a great sidearm.
Yeah.
I think that was a Zeus, maybe?
Edge of circle 2, possibly.
Yeah, she might
She's
have
pretty
a run if
dangerous
she
from
wants
circle
it.
2, though. One of the best circle 2 women our sport has, so we'll see if she gives that one a bid. Kona looked like she got herself in a rough position just pitching out.
Yep. And it's still a really weird shot from there because you want it high, but then when it hits a tree like that, it kicks off left, which makes it hard.
Yeah, she's left outside circle 2.
Look up. Sit.
Jessica
Oh,
with
nasty.
a great shot that got a really bad roll.
Oh, nasty. That tree that she hits 15 feet from the basket and her disc ended up 40. That is unlucky result. I like that touchy little forehand. What are you doing? What disc is that?
That's one of my PA3s. It's one of my most beat-in ones.
Okay.
I really like it.
So that was a
Side-ups.
flippy putter. That requires incredible touch. There's not a lot of people who throw a putter on a hyzer, keeping it on hyzer with forehand. That's impressive.
I think that's probably one of the most useful shots I've learned. Just
Yeah.
to have a consistent upshot.
And you play a lot in the woods, so it's especially useful for situations like that when you need something to stay straight for a long time or continue
Definitely.
flipping up as it pushes. Nice little bid from Jess.
Yep.
What is your home course there outside Knoxville?
I actually have a course on our land. My dad built it for me.
Oh
We have
my
16 acres in the woods.
Okay, it's a pretty wooded track.
Definitely. When
That
the
is nice.
when every fairway is like 8 feet wide, you learn not to miss gaps too often.
There you go. Dads listening out there, just build your daughter a Idlewild and she'll be good. She'll be at the Pro Tour, playing with the big guns. Unfortunate double bogey from Kona there. Quick little check-in. There we are, Missy Gannon and Heather Young leading the top of the leaderboard at this point. Holly, we saw it 1 under early. Looks like she's bogeyed a little bit and dropped back. And Lisa, we saw it 1 under a little bit ago as well, so she's faltered. So, not everybody is going to be playing clean today. You can see it early. You're just going to have to battle through this tough course, and you know the great ones will survive it.
For sure. Hole 4, 610 feet. It's a par 4. You kind of want to hit the gap off the tee first, but then it's better to finish a little bit left so that you aren't having to contend with all the big pine trees.
Yeah, tricky green to approach to.
I'm going with my flippiest D2 here.
Okay, you got out of bounds right.
Yeah, I got a little scared of that tree on the right and pulled it a little, but that's okay. I can work with the left side. It's better than OB.
Yes, definitely is better than OB. And being such a tricky hole, this, like the last hole, would be another one to get a good par on and live to fight another hole as your battle. Much like you did on hole 1 and then got hole 2, there's just certain holes here that you concede to par and just give yourself a chance later on.
Yes, that's definitely a skill that's useful to just know when it's better not to be super aggressive.
Wow, great shot from Jess. Possibly pinched on that fence. That looked like some sort of Valkyrie, older champion Valkyrie out of her. Great discs. Some
And
of
it
the
was-
longest flying discs in the world when they were made.
Definitely, she throws that disc really well all over the place. It was funny too on the tee of this hole because there were squirrels in all the trees behind us, so very distracting.
Yes. Well, this is just a distracting park in general.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
For sure. This hole's kind of funny because there's the early voting line down in the parking lot below, so we're all hoping not to go there.
Exactly. Where you guys are both throwing your discs is a huge parking lot full of people who are out here voting early and have been the last 2 days, and I assume they'll be back tomorrow as well. So just multi-use park going on. People are needing to share.
We were all a little bit kind of pinched left, so we're all just pitching up to the open area to have hopefully an easy approach to the green.
There was some rain last night and into the morning. Oh no.
Yeah, that was a really unfortunate roll out of bounds.
Oh my goodness, that went out. Wow. Really unfortunate. But like I was saying, we were experiencing a little bit of slippery conditions, a little muddy. I think it's probably a stroke or two difference. Paige Perkins, Kevin Jones, and I were kind of estimating what we thought the cut line would be and what the hot score line would be, and we were kind of thinking anybody who is around even was going to be safe. Even as much as 2 over might sneak in, and we're kind of see how that turns out. But just to tell you, this course is playing tough, and a par round could get you to the next round. All these women guaranteed $1,000 just for being here and being some of the final women in the Pro Tour. Incredible that they're paying out like that. It's fun to see. Jeff Spring's killing it. Hope he keeps up the good work.
Yes, definitely. Thank you to the Pro Tour for all you do for us. And this doesn't look as hard on camera as it actually is in person. The slope next to the basket, if you hit on it, you can easily roll out of bounds into the parking lot. And there's also OB past the basket.
Yeah, it looked like she toned it down to an Avier X3 for that forehand approach. Missy just right on that uphill bid. She's one of the best putters in the women's game. Amazing to see her give that one such a good bid. Kona riding the ship. She had missed one of those early. Good to see her bang one. You making it look easy per the usual. Your stroke is so butter, Heather. How did you get such a pretty movement?
I honestly don't know that I did anything special. It was just spend a lot of time putting and practicing pretty much every day.
Yeah. When you step up to a putt inside 30 feet, how sure are you that you're going to hit it?
Pretty sure. I would say out to like 25 feet, I'm fully expecting to make it.
I practice a lot. It's a vice. An escape from stress, from work. It's my chance to just get away during the week. It's like meeting up with an old friend, you know? I'll never get tired of that sound.
Shout out to Grip Equipment, Discraft, and OTB for throwing down on this coverage that we're bringing to you guys on to hole 5. tricky hole. They've added some tighter OB this year than they have in years past, especially where you're flying over like right now. It really makes players decide if they're going for the green in 2 or if they want to just lay up due to positioning or whatever else. What did you think about this hole, Heather?
I think this hole's really fun if you're in position, but if you're not, I think it's wise to just lay up for par, or else you can easily go out of bounds over the road or the ropes.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. What are you going with off the tee?
I just went F2 again. Try to keep it straight, not too high, so you don't risk any OB anywhere.
Smart play.
Nice hyzer flip.
Yeah.
That's great position there.
Yeah. That's not OB, that rock there. She could take casual relief from it, but it's nice to just have it kick out. She keeps her distance all the way up in that case.
Missy with another thrasher. This right here is like the ideal spot, other than the pond she landed in.
Yeah,
but
it did look like a little bit of water there. Great spot though.
Definitely.
As far as angle to the green goes, looks like possibly that same Valkyrie as previous hole out of Jessica. She pumps one up there. Nice shot from her. Elbow seems to be fine for Jessica. We'll keep you guys up to date on that one, but looks to be a pain-free start for her. I'm sure she took a bunch of rest and some anti-inflammatory meds.
Yeah, it was awesome to see her being able to throw sidearm again.
Yeah, want the best for our competitors. Always more fun to beat them at their best than it is to see them hurting them.
Definitely. Kona with the mid. I don't know if she was really attacking or not, but a good spot. Jessica definitely attacking.
Wow, full flexing that forehand, the skip, and the roll. Absolute park job for
that
her.
sidearm was worth it.
Forehand, no problem. Feeling good today, and that'll take her to 2 under. Is that right? Or back to even? Either way, great birdie from her.
Definitely. Missy with a pretty good shot. Her footing was definitely in a puddle of water, so very slippery.
Really unlucky to end up like that in a fairway. You going with the PA3?
That was actually the new P Model S.
Oh, okay. I'm throwing that one as well. Is that the base grip or Duraflex?
That was the Duraflex.
Nice.
I like it for a nice, slightly overstable putter.
That's exactly right. Slightly overstable. Standstill bid from Kona. A little bit of ceiling. And we're seeing some wind in the background.
Yeah.
This day, definitely more windy than the men played in yesterday.
It was definitely windy. I thought Missy had that one. It just barely stayed too
That
high.
right to left caught the flight plate and just lifted it ever so slightly at the end of the flight.
This angle doesn't quite show it, but I pretty much had a tree to putt through, so that was tough to deal with.
A little bit unfortunate to have that tree in your way, but par's a good score on that one.
Yep, and then Jessica with the
Just
awesome
absolute
birdie.
Base job. She gets a little smile out of her. You guys playing an alternate pin as the men on this one. More of a righty hyzer shot. So what does that leave you doing?
I'm going lefty sidearm.
Okay.
Just try to commit to a good line and hopefully get up there. I can't really reach it, so I'm just hoping for a good jump putt look.
Yeah. How far would you say you're comfortable throwing your sidearm at this point?
Probably like 250 on a hyzer, 280 if I have a little space. Jessica with a nice shot.
Yeah. A little bit
Just inside the circle, but deep. Kona with a nice shot. Hyzer in. Wow, definitely a little bit deep.
Crushed it. Probably threw that one 360. It was the right shot shape. It's a little hot. And Thrasher, I think we're left to assume with Missy.
For
Maybe
sure.
that same one she was putting on the hole previous. That looks great.
That was a really nice shot, just
Skips out a
inside
little.
the circle.
Yeah, everybody right about circle's edge. I guess Kona a little bit longer, but some longer opportunities for birdies coming up. There's that forehand. What are you forehanding?
That was a D2, just
Yeah.
either a little too low or a little turned over.
Yeah. Lavender D2s and D1s are some of the better runs of the early stuff from Prodigy. And
Definitely. That was just a little too high, so I hit that tree and I'm outside the circle. Not what I was looking for, but I'll still have a look for par.
great looking, but just a little short, maybe slightly left. Good bid though, honestly. I mean,
Unfortunate
the mistake was
bogey,
made in
but
the
it's
upshot.
yeah, for sure.
Kona maybe looking to put a soft bid on that one. Has herself a comebacker now.
Jessica with a great putt for birdie.
Here dropping it in Garrett Girthy style. Love that slow-mo replay. Out of the frame and dead center. Great putt from her. 32.5 feet just inside the circle. Big putt for Missy now. Birdie putt.
And you can't really tell on the camera view, but it was very windy at this point. She had a pretty strong headwind, I think.
Yeah, it looked great and just kind of lifted there at the end. Big comebacker. Good putt
Nice
from her.
putt. Kona with maybe a 20-footer for par.
Yeah, this isn't the one that you want. Good
Great
putt from her
connection.
though. Very committed. Dead center. Able to keep her par. Uncharacteristic bogey from you. Just a little bit high on the upshot, like you said. Taking the bogey. And a quick look in on the UDisc leaderboard here at the Tour Championship. Yeah, Jessica Weese.
Tight race with lots of scoring opportunities throughout the course.
Yeah, there's the women who qualified right there. Everybody really in a pack from 1 under to 5 big. Lots of golf left. Anything could happen at this point. There's just so many tough holes, and the kicks are so vicious out here that it's not over till it's over.
That's so true at this course.
Hole 7. Go ahead.
Hole 7, 588 feet. It's kind of sets up for either a lefty backhand or a righty sidearm. But I think a lot of people are actually just throwing righty backhand mids straight down the middle.
Looks like a Vulcan forehand out of Jess. Wow. Heiser release. Heiser flipping it perfectly. Whoa.
This was so good.
That's
She was
huge.
so far down the fairway.
It looked like her skip was probably 50 feet. Bunch of roots down there, but perfect angle to bring the disc back on. That's just full flight right there. Great shot from her. Kona on a perfect line, just a little bit low, really.
Definitely. It looked like it was going to be good, just a little too low. And those trees on the left make it tough because they grab any disc and oftentimes kick it over the road out of bounds, so you definitely don't want to hit them.
Big time. Those are super wiry branches. Great grabbing skills on those branches.
F2 again for me, just try to hyzer flip it down the middle. Don't go OB anywhere.
Yeah. Sticking to
awesome
the
to
game
see
plan.
Paige Pierce out there caddying and walking along with us while we played.
Yeah, she was stoked to be out there, staying in a Airbnb, a handful of us. She was leaving early to get some action in. She was pumped to be around. It was, you could just feel it in the air. This is the Pro Tour Championships here. This is what we played all year for. And she just wants to be out here supporting you guys. It's awesome.
Missy with a nice shot down the right side. Maybe just inside circle 2.
Yeah, good position though after a bit of a low drive.
Definitely.
How aggressive are you getting?
I'm fully being aggressive on this. Hyzer flipped the turnover.
Wow. Gosh, so technical.
That shot was really cool to get right because there's so many things that can go wrong.
Totally. Played it to perfection.
Jessica, an awesome position after that drive.
Yeah.
Nice pitch up.
Yeah, 12 feet for her birdie, and that'll be 3 straight if she can convert on that one.
And birdies anywhere on this course are good, so 3 in a row is especially good.
Missy just happy to lay up. Kona soft bidding it, possibly. This is your wheelhouse. Not often I see you miss any of these.
That one was frustrating. It was
There's a-
definitely a little too high.
It looked like some recoil maybe out of your hand. I don't know if now that you can think about what it was or whatever, but
Yeah, that one just didn't feel clean coming out, and obviously you never want that, but sometimes you don't really know what happened. It just doesn't come out nicely.
yeah. It happens to the best of us, but if you're a shooter and you keep a shooter's mentality, you just aim at the heart and fire again next time, right?
That's the goal.
You know?
Disc golf is certainly a game where it's best to forget about what's happened and just work on what's ahead of you.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that could benefit from having short-term memory loss. This one, tricky little hole here. That's the landing zone the drone is flying over now, punching back into the woods over this knoll, and then behind these 2 trees here. Really big tree, dead center in the middle. I mean, that tree is like 150 feet straight up. Gorgeous tree, keeping everything around it dead. Just a fantastic hole. Starts with a position though. And going long
It's a,
is a thing.
definitely. That looks like a great shot from Jessica, though, right in the middle. Kona with a nice hyzer flip up the middle. That might be a little longer than you want, but she should still be able to find something.
Yeah, it looked like there we got the angle that her and Jessica possibly both going a little bit long on that one. Missy getting some ground action. I think she might be just a little bit short, honestly. Right there in between all of those drives is the perfect one. Is this where yours is going? It definitely looks like it.
I think yeah, I'm pretty content with where that is. It gives me a nice slight turnover out through the gap towards the basket. As you can see, a little bit short and really difficult.
Yeah. Missy looked to be taking an aggressive route, caught some trees, dropped her down to where a layup would be no harm done. What are you throwing here?
That was actually my flippiest D2.
Mm-hmm.
I think the idea was good, it was just too high.
Yeah.
So it didn't stay with enough turn.
Yeah, this green is just subtly uphill the entire way. Definitely plays a part into the physics of a disc flight.
For sure. Kona with a pretty good shot, caught something late, but she still got through all the initial trees.
Jessica was looking to play a pretty small line through the trees. She could definitely pull it off, but kicks right into a tricky position for sure. It's the middle of the fairway. Is that meteor that she throws?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
It looked like really close to a good line. It's just when there's that many trees, you sometimes find one.
Yeah, she'll still have a bid.
Jessica in a really tough spot. You can't see the basket from there, so that was an incredible shot, finding her way through all of that. Cool camera angle. Kona with a nice pitch up.
Oh yeah. Nice little kick from that tree. It's still about 18 feet for par, but nice little forehand from you. Touchy little forehands. I love the way you do that. Honestly, there's a bunch of the women in this game that I would take parts of their game for my own in a heartbeat. Ooh.
Missy with a great run. She was around circle two's edge, so definitely a long one.
She just standstill delivers. I love that about you and her. The way that you guys don't jump, you just get all the power you need smoothly. Wow, basket able to hold on for Jessica. See her shaking her head. Possibly got away with one, thanking the bucket for it.
She was having a little fun with that one after the fact. Kona with a nice par. This is another hole that I think all of us can birdie, but if we can get away with a par, we're pretty content.
For sure, this one playing .42 strokes over par, 5th most difficult on the course. Only Holly Finley was able to convert on the birdie on hole 8 onto hole 9.
Yeah, hole 9, 496 feet. It's a par 4. This crazy vine in the middle is really easy to hit if you get distracted by it. It's probably like 300 feet to get out into a nice position for a pitch up for birdie.
But it's still no gimme with those guardian trees.
And then anywhere off the fairway can be really punishing in a hurry.
Yeah, that's just a consistency here at Hornets and really in Charlotte in general. Lots of wooded golf penalizing if you are inaccurate off the tee. And you were talking about that vine. I walked by it the other day, the one you see Jessica throwing over just now.
Splitting those two trees.
Oh my goodness.
Almost killing Corey.
Full flight. Corey able to dodge it nicely. Great shot from her. Big smiles. Yeah, they've actually, that vine, they've like stapled it up to the tree to keep it where it's at. It's dead now, but they want it to be there.
Definitely early from Kona, but a great position after that.
You going with that forehand?
Yep.
Is this the D2?
Same D2.
Okay.
Trying to just commit straight down the middle.
I don't know if you could match your hat to that disc any more perfectly.
I didn't notice that, but I guess that's true.
Like if we held up a paint swatch or swath or whatever to your hat, it would have been exact. It's uncanny, Heather, how good you are at matching your discs to your clothing.
When everything's purple, sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah, that's my favorite color too, honestly. Has been since I was a kid.
I kind of got a kick to the left. It's not really attackable from here, so I'm just throwing a sidearm with my A3 out into the open.
Okay.
Missy, I think this is a zone.
That looks great.
Very nice.
Wow. Showing off that forehand approach game she's got. Kona looking to do the exact same thing. Flatten out.
Maybe 18 feet.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Just that P Model S again.
Same one, yes. Just a little hyzer around everything.
And for those people at home that may be throwing Prodigy, why did you switch to that mold from whatever you were throwing before that?
I always was throwing the PA3. For me, the P Model S is just a little less deep. It just fits in my hands better.
Yeah. So
Smaller hands, it's just has a better profile for me.
Mm-hmm. The beadless characteristic, out a little easier on a throw.
Yep, and I think it probably also has more glide too.
Great fires, for sure. Wow, Kona.
Nice putt for birdie from Kona.
Dead center. That was confident.
This hole definitely one that a birdie is good if you make it through the initial gap, but if not, par is pretty normal.
Mm-hmm. Missy Gannon getting back to even par. Really putting together a fantastic round so far. We've got 3 great scores here. Heather Young, you're at +1, still a bunch of holes, and that's not a bad position to be in after those beginning holes. Quick look, Jess Weese and Holly Finley, 2 ladies under par at this point, and these are the 4 who would be getting in as it sits right now. Heather Young, you're first on the cut line along with Kona. This is make it or break it right here. This is crazy.
It's funny seeing this now because I wasn't checking scores, so I had no clue what was really happening.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. This has been the Pro Tour Championship for the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and awesome GK coverage here for you guys, brought to you by Grip 6 Belts. Heather Young, pleasure doing it with you.
I enjoyed it with you as well.
We'll see you guys for the back 9.